Alright, this is another example on a totally different subject. This question was asked by me to me. In 2022, one of the country's ministers, Abraham Weintraub, he was the Minister of Education, if I remember it correctly, was rumored to have fallen out of grace. There were rumors that he would be he would lose his job as a minister. He would be fired from the position. And I don't remember why now, but I wanted to know if he would be fired. Of course, eventually, any minister is either fired or dies. But in the context, I wanted to know if he would be fired due to the problems that were happening at that time, and soon enough, right? I was not asking if he would be fired 10 or 20 years later. So I'm the querent. I made the question to myself. I asked the question to myself. So I'm Saturn, the ruler of the first house, but I'm not personally involved in the answer. I cannot make him be fired. I cannot save him from being fired. So not only we are not going to judge Saturn in this question, if Saturn is needed for anything else, we would use it for this anything else and not for me. The most important part of the question, who is the minister? He's not exactly an authority in the astrological sense. He's an authority in the sense that he is a high-ranked politician. But astrologically, an authority is someone who has power over you, real power. So the king, the president, the dictator, the prime minister, the emperor, these are 10th house kind of people. They have power over you. Ministers have indirect power. Their function is not, at least in theory, to exercise authority over the common person, unless it's a question about something related to the subject of his ministry or asked by someone who works for him. So he's not the 10th house of authority. He's the second of the president. He's a part of the president's cabinet. So he's the second from the 10th. He's signified by the 11th house and its ruler, Mars. First off, let's see how are the things between the president and the minister, because I just said that the president is the 10th house and the president is the one that signs the order that fires him. It might be because of personal hatred, it might be because of very big number of different reasons, but it's him. Ultimately, it's him who gives the order the president is Venus, and Mars is and the minister is Mars. So it's not that bad, to be honest. Venus doesn't care about Mars, which is not exactly good due to the context, because there were rumors that he would fall because of something he has said, and the media was against him. So if the president loved him, it would be a good testimony of he staying. But the president doesn't care about him. So in this context, right? So if he had to risk himself in any way to prevent the minister from falling, he wouldn't. He would sign the order. While Mars is in Pisces, Venus exaltation. Mars likes Venus, but has exaggerated expectations about him. This is not a very good mixture. Your boss doesn't care about you, and you thinks too highly of him, especially in this kind of situation. I'm not saying anything about their personal relationship as friends or in their character. I'm only talking about this particular context because the question, the chart, only describes what pertains to this particular situation. So, how do we check whether he's going to be fired or not? Well, first, let's check if there is something happening immediately to him that could signal an event like that. And Mars is not immediately going to change sign. Mars is not really afflicted by opposition or by anything else. When it changes sign, it will change into Aries, which it might have the meaning of going back home, but I don't think it's soon enough to be relevant. Mars is in 23 Pisces. The only thing that will happen to Mars is this aspect with Jupiter. It's a Jupiter that likes him, so depending on what the thing is, it won't harm it, but it's a bad Jupiter. What can Jupiter mean? It can mean a lot of things. It rules the third. It rules the 12th. But unfortunately for the minister, it rules a very bad turned house. The minister, as I said, is ruled by the 11th house. So his job, his career, his current position is signified by the 10th from the 11th. If we count 10 houses from the 11th, we arrive at the 8th house. So his job is ruled by the sun, which is about to change sign. But at first, it doesn't seem much. It's conjunct the North Node, and then it will enter Cancer. Cancer is neither here nor there for the sun itself, but it's the fall of Mars, of the minister. But I don't really think it's an important testimony because uh, it is kind of important. It's a job change, and the context is very restrictive. The only job change possible for a minister is to go away, is to be fired. It could be going from one position to another good position. It could change from minister of some ministry to another ministry, but it's not usual. And even then, he would have to be fired from the current ministry and then be hired in the other ministry. So it's a bad testimony, but it's not that compelling yet, I think. But if his job is the eighth house from there, meaning the death of the job, is the third house. And the third house is ruled by Jupiter. And Jupiter, therefore, means the death of the job. And the death of the job is about to be hit actually, but it's about to aspect Mars. So we see in one side the minister and the death of the job coming together, and on the other side, quite literally, in fact, the other side of the chart, we see his job going from the north node into another sign, therefore changing and changing by going into a sign that is the fall of the minister and the exaltation of the death of the job. So he will fall, he will be fired, and fired he was. I don't want to hide anything from you, so I got this horary chart wrong the first time I posted it. Most of the charts I'm going to show, I have already posted it or in my public page or for a small group of students. This one was posted for a group of students, a group of people in a private group, to some people in a private group. And my judgment was that I was not sure. It seemed bad, but he wouldn't fall. And why did I say that? I did exactly the same uh, judgment with two minor changes, but these two minor changes made me think the answer was that he would not be fired. The first one is that I saw the change with this for the sun, but I also saw that it didn't change the quality of the sun itself. So I thought it cannot mean anything bad, but the context proved me wrong. I mean, the context uh, excludes changes that are not bad in this sense, changes that do not involve being fired. And the second thing, I saw the aspect with Jupiter and I turned the houses correctly. But because Jupiter exalted Mars, I thought that it would spare him. But I was thinking about real death. But real death is not caused by anyone in the chart. Real death is caused by God. So if we want to see if someone is going to or something is going to die, and we use the rule of the real death, the 8th house. If this planet has a good reception with the planet, that means the person or the thing, we don't know whether will die or not. Usually, a good reception means that the person will survive. The image is that death forgives the person. Death wants to help the person, so it closes its eyes, so to speak, and let the person pass. But here, there is someone behind the death of the job. It's not a sickness. The job is not sick. The job was not shot and it's in the hospital. The person who can sign the order of the making the ministry, the minister, former minister, is the president. So the important reception is between the president and the minister, and here it was a bad reception. The president didn't feel anything. The planet of the president was indifferent to the planet of the minister. So the reception between the death of the job and the minister are not important. So he must fall, and he did. He was fired. That's it. I hope you liked it. If you have any doubts, please ask in the comments. Bye bye.